critical dualism is the idea that there is a difference between matters of fact and matters of opinion. It's a very long established tradition in Western philosophy, possibly in others. So if I say to you now, I'm sitting in a room and it's dark outside, and so I've got the lights on, I think I'm telling you facts. I think I'm telling you something about the world. I say it's dark outside because it is dark outside. I say that I've got the lights on because I've got the lights on. Those are statements about facts. And the other kind of statement I make are statements of opinion. I think every child should study mathematics so that they can do simple arithmetic. I think that every child should study language because language is important. I'm saying those things. There's nothing I can point to in the world that supports those statements. I can take you to the supermarket. I can show you young people, particularly young people, who have difficulty adding up the bill and working how much money they've spent in the supermarket. And I can say, look at these people, they should be studying maths so that they can work out how much they've spent. But no amount of evidence can persuade you that they should be studying mathematics. If you don't believe me, if you don't agree with me, you can retain your own opinion with good conscience. And so there's a difference. And the thing that marks out the statements that are opinion is that they generally and very often have the word should in them, ought. They are about what should happen. They are ideas about what should happen in the world. And that distinction between matters of fact and matters of opinion about what should be the case is very deeply rooted, and for scientists is central to what we do. We think that when we're studying science, we're studying facts about the world, not opinion. We're not talking about opinion, we're talking about descriptions of the world. Now, there's some difficulty for scientists with this, particularly since the mid 20th century. It's become more difficult for scientists to base themselves on the idea that there are absolute facts about the world that are independent of who says them. But all the same, that distinction is important. And the reason I stress this is because we have lost in the world today. I think in the 21st century, we've lost some of the sense that there are facts about the world, that there is truth. You hear prominent politicians on the world stage talking about my truth or your truth or alternative facts. And that distinction between opinion and fact is being diluted. And I say it particularly to you as postgraduate students. I see a lot of students who are writing their dissertations who say, I'm taking a phenomenological approach. Now, phenomenology denies that there is a distinction between fact and opinion. Phenomenology is based on the idea that each person sees the world according to their own needs and their own purposes. You see the world. Now, I don't think, from what I read, when people say I'm taking a phenomenological approach, I don't think that they've taken on board the full implications of the disappearance of fact. They still talk about the real world as if there's a real world, when actually phenomenology denies that. So when many people say I'm taking a phenomenological approach, they mean I'm asking people about their opinions, I'm interviewing them, I'm reporting what the perceptions of these people are. That's not phenomenology as properly understood. So I'm asking you to take seriously some of the distinctions and traditions that have been very deeply ingrained in philosophy. After your PhD students, you're going to be doctors of philosophy. And so I think you need to engage with some of those very deep questions of philosophy that have been the basis of centuries of discussion. And one of them, no fixed answers, and there's a lot of discussion around the edges of these concepts. But one of the concepts that I'm asking you to take very seriously is the idea that there are facts about the world. There is a neutral description of the world. Well, what you select and what you put forward and what you emphasize will depend on personal taste. But in the end, there is something out there. There is an objective world which we are trying to describe and trying to work with. We can't simply change the world by wishing for it to change. So that's the underlying kind of scientific outlook, if you like, that I come to this with.